Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about how to create a decision matrix using Excel. And a decision matrix can be super useful in helping you make decisions, big or small, whether or not you're trying to figure out which major you want in school or which job you should take. And the example today we're going to use is which job you should take. So let's say that you were offered two jobs. You're offered, job number one and job number two. All right, so now when deciding between these jobs, you have the offer from that company, you know what company you're going to be working for. So there's pros and cons there. So a decision matrix is essentially going to help you determine those and weight what's most important to you to make the best decision. So we'll just list a few factors here. You don't need to limit it to this, or it could be less or more, but let's say, number one thing is salary. You want to make sure you're getting a good salary. And let's say that each job brings you to a different state or a different area or maybe even a different country. So you're going to want to rate them on location as well. And maybe along with that location, something that's important to you is, the distance you have from family. So kind of that distance from family is going to be important. Another aspect to consider is the weather. Maybe, you're going to Texas versus Canada, and you really like cold weather, so Texas maybe wouldn't be a good fit for you. All right, and this last one we're going to do is we're going to talk about commuting time, or the commute time to work. And before you go ahead and rate these options, you want to know your preferences. So then what you're going to do is go ahead and determine what your preference is. So let's say you just graduated from college or something, and your ideal salary is, let's say you're expecting to make 60,000. And this location is going to consist of, where the nearest grocery store is, where the food is, if there's things to do, and the city, and just the overall weight of the location they might be sending you for the job. So let's say that you're just going to rate that out of 10. All right, so then distance from family, let's say that you want it to be a maximum of 100 miles from your parents' house. So we'll just put 100 there. And the weather, you're going to rate that at a 10 again. And the commute time, let's say that you want the commute time to be 30 minutes. So half of an hour. All right, so now we need to look at the information we have for each job. And let's say for job one, our salary is 40,000 and this job is 46,000. Or let's say 55,000. So a little bit of a gap there. And the location for job one scores a 9 out of 10, and this one's more of a 6 out of 10. Distance from family, or let's say that this is 35 miles from home, and job two is 85 miles from home. And considering that they're pretty close to home, let's just say the weather is pretty similar, so we'll put sevens for those. The commute time, let's say you found a house, and for job one, the commute time is, let's say, 45 minutes, so 0.75 of an hour, and for job two, it's 1 hour. All right, so this is the very start of your decision matrix. I'm just going to copy this and paste it down here. So now you need to adjust the scores that you decided to put them into the same terms so they can be calculated within the same units, right? So we're going to delete the information here. All right, so what we're going to do is take the salary offered by job one, and we're going to divide it by our preferred salary, and we're going to lock that like so, and then we're going to times that by 100, and it gets a 67 out of 100 score. So then we'll drag that across, that gets a 92, and we can actually delete this column. And we're going to do this, and we're going to do the same thing here with location. Take the location and divide that by our preference and lock it in the same way and times that by 100. And we can drag that across. So distance from family, we're actually going to use a different formula here. We're going to use a max formula. Because if you were to take 150, divide it by 100, and then times it by 100, you're going to get 150, and it should only be out of 100. So that's going to skew your data a little bit. So you need to use a max formula because then that's going to be a positive thing. But essentially, you want the distance to be less than 100 miles. So we're going to say the max, and we're going to take our preference, and we're going to subtract the distance from family, and we're actually going to go ahead and lock this cell again so we can drag it across later. And we're going to actually put this in its own separate parentheses here. And then we're going to want to divide that by the preference. and we're going to go ahead and lock the preference as well. And then we're going to want to times that by 100. And then to finish the formula, we're going to do 0. So that if it's above 100 miles, it's going to say 0. All right. So then that's 65 and that 15. So since job 1 is closer to family, 35 miles versus 85, it gets a higher score than job 2. However, you can do it this way if that's what you prefer. So if you prefer to be as close as possible to family, but let's say you don't really care as long as it's under 100 miles, then what you could do is essentially just say 100 or give it a perfect score if it's under 100 miles, and you could create a formula to do that. All right, so then weather, what we're going to do is the same thing we did with location and salary. We're just going to take our rating divided by our preference, and we're going to lock that so we can drag it across and times it by 100. And go ahead and drag that. All right, so then for commute time, we're going to just use a simple if statement, and we're going to say, well, hey, like the commute time, if that is greater than our preference, then we want to give it a 0, because honestly, we really don't want anything greater than that 0.5 miles, than those 30 minutes it takes to drive to work. But if that's not true, if our rating is less than our preference, then we're going to do the same thing we did. We're going to do a similar formula with this distance to the family. So in quotes, we're going to do the preference minus the rating, and then we're going to go ahead and divide that by the preference and times that by 100. And before we enter this, we're going to go ahead and lock these cells so we can drag them over again. And we're going to go ahead and hit yes. And since this is above our 30-minute drive time, it's gonna be zeros. So we're gonna go ahead and just change this job real quick. Let's say it was actually only, a 15-minute drive, right? So then it gets a score of 50. All right. So now that we have it kind of translated into the same units, now we need to create our weight. So now we need to determine which of these things is most important to us. And generally you need to grade them out of the same scale. So for example, I need to pick a scale and have a max. So let's say that we're just doing 0 to 100 of importance. I can't do 105 because then it would be out of the scale or the parameters that I had set. So knowing that our weight is between 0 and 100, let's say salary is one of the most important things for us. So out of 100, we'll say 90. We'll say that's the. And you could do a weighted score where it all totals a certain number you're trying to find. Like maybe you want to have it all total 100. And you give it weights according to that. But in this instance, we're just going to rate it out of 100 according to our preference. And let's say the location, let's say that's about, 75 out of 100. That's how much we care about it. Distance from family, that's not super important to us. So we're going to rate that a 40 out of 100. And the weather, it's not crazy, but it's also not good. So we're just going to put 50, and it's going to be the same either way because that both jobs got the same weather preference. And our commute time, let's say that's sort of important to us, but it's not a huge deal if we have to drive a little bit more than half an hour. So we're just going to put a 35 out of. All right, and then I'm just going to copy this table one more time and paste it just over here and delete what's in there. And this is where we create the scores for the job. And actually, we are going to put this total column down here. All right, so we're simply going to take the score and times that by the weight we associated with it. We'll go ahead and drag this down. And then we're going to do the same formula, but for job 2, and just times that by the weight we associated. And we can drag this down. And then we're going to want a summary of this. We're just going to want a total. So then we can determine the total score given for each job. And according to our preferences and the weights we gave each preference, it looks like job 1 wins and that's the job that we should take. So this is just a super simple decision matrix. So the biggest thing you need to note is that first, you need the data and you need your preferences. Then you got to translate it into similar terms or similar units, and then you apply the weight, you find the decision that you should make. And obviously, these decision matrix can become super, like, way more complicated and way more complex, but they're a good idea for analyzing multiple decisions for a same question. So instead of 2 jobs, maybe we have 5 job offers, and the decision matrix is all up to you how you want to create it, but hopefully this kind of gives you a good idea of how you want it to be done. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Please subscribe, smash that like button. I would really appreciate that. Thank you and have a great rest of your day.